Hi, I'm Ashley Bullington, and you're watching The Warmup, presented by your local North Texas Geico agents in the Colony, Keller, Arlington, Flower Mound, Plano, and Mesquite. Last week, we had some great games in the Metroplex, like in 4A, where in Midlothian, we had a blowout in playoffs as Midlothian Heritage beat Castleberry 70-7, earning them our local North Texas Geico Agents Team of the Week. There's going to be so much action on this week's episode of Wingstop Inside High School Sports. Up first, a 4A showdown between Kennedale and Melissa, and it's happening in round 2 of the playoffs. Both of these teams have won 10 games this season. Melissa is ranked the number 2 team in the state in 4A. They beat Carter in their first round of playoffs last Friday night, 62-20. The Cardinals have a history of deep playoff runs that they are going to try to keep going. Kennedale is ranked the 10th team in Division 4A, but have some major talent on both sides of the ball. We know the name J.D. Coffey, who is committed to Texas to college, but on offense, their running back, Cameron Lyles, has been lights out. This game will be a good one, as the winner could very well be the Region 2 champion. It's a big game in 8-5A, as Ennis and North Forney are on the gridiron tonight. Both of these teams are undefeated for 2020, and this will be a big factor in determining who the district champion will be. The Falcons are currently the 4th-ranked team in 5A Division 2 and have a stud in quarterback Jacob Acuna, who is averaging almost 200 total yards per game. He's assisted on the offense by running back Ty Collins, who is the leading scorer on the team. Ennis is ranked the number 1 team overall in this division. Quarterback Colin Drake is leading the Lions squad and averages 276 total yards per game. Ennis is favored in this one by 9 points, according to Max Preps. Louisville and Coppell are in a district matchup for 6-6A placing for the 3rd and 4th seed in their district. Each of these teams are 4-2 on the season and respectively sitting at 3-4. Boise State quarterback Taylon Green averages 322 total yards per game and can beat opponents in the air or on the ground. He also has running back Damian Martinez, who averages 208 rushing yards per game. Coppell has been in some crazy games in 2020, and they haven't always come out on the winning end, but they have been really good on the gridiron. Ryan Walker has been solid for the Cowboys as he averages 300 total yards per game. Watch this one come down to the wire. Our game of the week is Aledo versus Timberview. This game is a rescheduled one from a few weeks ago. Aledo is looking for their 10th state championship in 2020. The Bearcats have had some tough challenges this season, like Lone Star and Cedar Hill. JoJo Earl is leading the squad on the charge as they try to get back to Jerry World. Mansfield Timberview has been on a rampage so far this season. They are 6-0 overall and 3-0 in district. This Timberview squad has quarterback Simeon Evans, who has been leading this team to victory as he averages 251 total yards per game. Look for this one to be the game to watch, not only for the night, but for the district championship. It's going to be a great slate of games. We will have those and many more on the docket for Wingstop Inside High School Sports. Also, make sure you vote on our Hot Play of the Week poll presented by Louisiana Hot Sauce for a chance for your community to move on to compete in the Play of the Year. Here's last week's winner. I'll be at a game this week too, so stay tuned and be ready to make some guesses on where I am. Speaking of games, like I said, we had a great one in Midlothian, where Midlothian Heritage earned our local North Texas Geico Agents Team of the Week and has this team believing they could make it all the way to AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, so it's all started boot camp back in off season when we heard what our schedule was going to be, and we do truly believe that it's the toughest schedule in 4A, and it's truly a blessing to be able to do that just because playing that caliber team just over and over and over again, starting from week 1 all the way to week 10, it really prepares us for playoffs, and I think we're going to be ready because of it.
I think this team is by far one of the best teams that ever come through this program, and it shows this season playing the hardest district in 4A, and I think we're going to go all the way and get that championship.
I think it's hard for a team to play hard teams back to back to back when it comes to playoff time, so they're not ready to do it and get tired. So I think by us doing it from week 1, playing these hard teams, we prepare ourselves to make it all the ways in the playoffs.
I know we are still in the thick of football here in the Metroplex, but basketball season is tipping off here soon. This week on our Dalworth Clean Inside Story, we talked to the founder of Hoopsfest, Glenn Smith, about the basketball scene he will be having on the hardwood next week during Hoopfest, including an epic showdown with Yipsy Prep and the #1 junior in the country playing against Duncanville.
And Imani, he's really something special. You know, he's what we call in the basketball circles a generational type talent. You know, there's only been 2 people that have ever been in high school on the cover of Sports Illustrated. One of those guys just won an NBA championship a couple weeks ago, and the other being Imani Bates, who was also Gatorade National Player of the Year last year as a sophomore. So I'm really excited for the city and the state to see this guy. He's really exciting. He's a very, very fierce competitor. But his team isn't going to walk into Texas and just have a cakewalk. You know, they are going to play our defending 6A state champion, the Duncanville Panthers. And they have a very, very solid ball club.
Last week, we gave our GiveMeTheVin.com MVP bobblehead to All Saints Tommy Brockermeyer. Here on the Warmup, we'd like to take time to recognize those outside of the events we typically cover on Inside High School Sports. This week, let's introduce you to Highland Park soccer player Emily Jane Cox. Emily goes to Highland Park High School and just inked her national letter of intent to the University of Texas. She is rated as the #3 defender and the #10 overall player in the class of 2021 by Top Drawer Soccer IMG Academy Top 150 National Player Rankings. Cox has served as a captain for Solar SC while helping guide her various squads to a 2016 U13 Youth Soccer National title, a 2017 U15 ECNL National Crown, and a 2019 U16 U17 Development Academy National Championship. She also participated in a U.S. Under-15 Girls National Team Cup in Norco, California in March of 2018. Congrats to Emily and all of those who signed their national letter of intent this week. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the warm-up, the extra point. There's been some crazy things going on in volleyball this week. According to Greg Riddle, Bi-District has had some shakeups. Molina was forced to forfeit their playoff match. Arlington Lamar has had to drop out of playoffs because they don't have enough players. South Grand Prairie moves up to the 3 seed, and Arlington Bowie is now in playoffs. Red Oak also had to cancel the remainder of their season due to COVID protocol. Denton Geyer alumni Kedrick Cobb scored his first ever collegiate touchdown last weekend against UTPB. We also want to give a big congrats to one of our favorite coaches that we've covered in our 25 years. Sunnyvale's women's basketball head coach, Jill McDill, won her 600th career game. That's all we have for this episode. Follow all of our Inside High School Sports social accounts to stay up to date on everything going on in the high school sports scene. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube that throughout the week will get you ready for the main event. Wingstop Inside High School Sports on NBC5 at 6:30 p.m. hosted by Pat Doney. Thanks for watching The Warmup, presented by your local North Texas Geico agents and the Colony, Keller, Flower Mount, Arlington, Plano, and Mesquite. To get more information or a quote, go to geico.com/DFW. I'm Ashley Bullington, and I hope you're as ready as I am for all of the gridiron action.